First, let's begin here. The frantic manhunt for the shooter who killed the head of the largest health insurer in the country. We just confirmed the 3 shell casings that were found at the scene had the words defend, depose, and deny etched into them. Police are calling United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson's death brazen and targeted, saying the killer shot Thompson in the back and the leg before fleeing on a bike and disappearing into Central Park. Thompson's wife now says her husband had been receiving threats before this happened. NewsNation's Alex Capriello is live in New York City for us this morning following the latest. Alex, police may have a clue based on the shell casings left at the scene. What more do we know about that?
Yeah, when you take a look at that video, you could see the suspect in this case firing that weapon multiple times. And when that happens, cartridges are automatically ejected from that weapon itself. And on those actual casings, according to New York Police Department sources, they had words that were actually etched into them, specifically defend, depose, and deny. Those are clues potentially onto a possible motive that this shooter might have had. But at this point, New York police are not saying exactly what that motive is. They're still trying to work that out using these as an indication, as well as the other evidence that was left behind, specifically a cell phone in which these police officers have obtained a search warrant to go through and to try to piece together exactly why this 50-year-old CEO was targeted. We're going to show you that video in just a moment, but first we need to warn you that it should be considered graphic. Taking a look at it, you can see Brian Thompson walking toward the hotel where United Healthcare was running its investor conference. That's when that suspect emerges, pulls out the gun with what appears to be a silencer, and begins firing. You could see at one point the shooter's gun jams, but they're actually able to clear it and fire again before taking off. Police say the shooter ducked through alleys and streets before picking up an e-bike and disappearing into Central Park. That's where he was last seen just before 7 a.m. It's not yet clear why Thompson was targeted. Again, speaking about that motive. The 50-year-old CEO had been with United Healthcare for 20 years. NBC News reports Thompson's wife says he had been threatened in the past, alluding to possible issues with health insurance coverage. NYPD also released these surveillance photos you see on your screen, showing the suspect at his Starbucks just minutes before the shooting. Police believe he may have left a water bottle and a candy bar wrapper there. Forensic tests are being run on both. Investigators say they're also searching for any other clothes that the suspect, the shooter, might have actually ditched on his way out of Central Park and out of Midtown Manhattan. They are offering a $10,000 reward for anyone who might have information about this suspect. In specific, when you look at that video, Markie, you can see a very distinct looking gray backpack that the shooter was wearing. They say that that's a great clue for people. Say you know somebody who has that backpack, or say you're looking at your own video footage and you notice someone walking with that backpack. That is a exact person that should be calling into NYPD right now and offering up that information.
Yeah, and you also see another person, I believe it might be a woman just to the right. You know, apparently she runs away. I'm curious if they've talked to her yet as a witness there on the scene. Alex, what more do we know about Brian Thompson and his time at United Healthcare?
Well, to answer that question really quickly, NYPD during a press conference yesterday said they're still trying to identify that witness and potentially speak to her. Obviously, that is the closest person in the vicinity when that shooting happened and would have maybe more information about any words that were exchanged between the two at the time of that shooting. As for your second question, what more do we know about this victim? He's a 50-year-old man with 2 sons that he leaves behind. Just a horrible tragedy for this family. He's been with United Healthcare since 2004, became the CEO back in 2021. Thompson oversaw United Healthcare's insurance division with around 140,000 employees below him and helped bring in $281 billion in revenue in 2023. Between his base pay, the bonuses, and the stock options, Thompson is said to have made just over $10 million last year. Now the Department of Justice has been investigating United Healthcare executives for possible insider trading and fraud. The DOJ opened up a probe on the company over allegedly running a monopoly and unfairly blocking out competitors. This is still very much a breaking news story with this manhunt still underway, Markie. This is team coverage throughout the day right here on NewsNation. We're hoping to get more information from NYPD later today, although I just got off the phone with them. They have no new information to report to us and no plans for a press conference at this time, but most certainly they will call one if they have made an arrest or if they have new information to bring.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.